Hi, my name's Colin Miller, and over the past few months I've been looking at various facilities, systems and processes within Vision. This is the first video produced on behalf of the students and indeed for staff who are keen to see the students' view. We are going to be looking at submitting essays via Turnitin. I will assume by now all of our students have some familiarity with logging into the system and browsing to their courses, and if that is not the case, then please do look at the help button along the top, speak with your department or ALP reps, and you will be given some guidance there. But having successfully navigated the login procedure, you should see a screen that looks broadly similar to the one in front of us now. So make sure you find the correct course to submit your essay to, or assignment or coursework. The difficulties it would create for you and for your classmates and for your lecturers and staff elsewhere if you submit to the wrong course is reasonable. There are ways of ensuring that your submissions are removed, but this takes a lot of time and certainly can't be done overnight. So please make sure when you are submitting you are in the correct course. And best way to do that is not to leave it to the last minute so you're rushing. And the other reasons for not leaving it to the last minute is because the system itself can become quite congested at peak periods of the year. So the more time you give yourself, the more benefit you can receive from the system. So let's have a look at a test course that's been set up. This one's been around for a while. It says 2009, but you should always be looking for the current academic year, in which case 2012-13 and so on. So having found your course, the likely location, but not always, the likely location will be within a section of your course called assessment. Select assessment, and what you should then see, if there's any MCQ tests or other assignments, they'll be there. But look for this logo, the red arrow swooshing into the piece of paper. That is the key, the icon that you are looking for to denote a Turnitin submission. Now, there are two here. Which one do you choose and why are there two? The final submission is entitled so because you will see that you can submit only once. You should use this carefully. This is the equivalent of your absolute last draft, the one that if you were having to print out you would hand into your coursework office, or if you were emailing, or if you were only submitting online. This has to be the absolute final draft. Once you've submitted here, more often than not you will have only one chance. There are some cases where your instructors and academics involved in your course will have set up more than one submission, but generally speaking your final submission should only be used when you are 100% certain that you are complete. So that's one, and you'll get one report at the end of that. And by report I mean it shows you areas within your essay, your assignment, your submission that shows you the similarity with other sources. You can more often than not, again in a course, be given an opportunity to submit and have a look at these reports before you have to go through your final submission. And in order to do that, you look for this. This is the key, revision 1. You might see revision 2, revision 3, but revision is the system's way of telling you that you can submit multiple times to that particular Dropbox. And as it says there, you can submit once in any 24-hour period to receive one report. If you try to submit more than once in a 24-hour period, you will not receive extra reports, just one 24-hour period. This is to ensure that the system is not overloaded. So, with your document ready, you go to View Complete. In this case, we're looking to complete it. And we see the start date, the due date, and the post date. These three things are important. The start date is obviously when it was first available. The due date is when your last opportunity to submit is. The post date will only be used where online marking has been put into place. If there is no online marking and you've not been informed that that will be marked and made available to you, then you can largely ignore the post date. The blue button to submit, and now you see my name has been input first, and this will be the same with yourself. And then your final submission, follow the guidelines that you are given by your course instructors, and they will tell you how to name your file. Select to choose your file, and you get a standard browse facility here. There's one I prepared earlier. Open that as a Microsoft document, but it could also be RTF, PDF, HTML, etc. If you're unsure, check this line here. It'll tell you the available formats as well as some information guidance about the file sizes. Happy that you have selected the file. You will be given another opportunity to review your submission and ensure that it is in fact the correct file. It isn't formatted the same as your Word document or your PDF, but don't worry about that. It's just the text that's contained within that file. It gives you a final opportunity to ensure that the file you have selected and uploaded is the correct one. So, having made sure that is correct, press the submit button, and it says please be patient. If you receive the error that is on screen at the moment, do not worry. It actually is incorrect to receive this error. The file has been uploaded. We are looking into it just now. I've got the colleagues in IT. I wanted to show you this because it may happen to you. If it didn't happen to you, then all that would happen instead is that you would return back to your page here. So if you see that error that came up, don't worry, it's not a problem. Your file has been received. The problem is that for some reason the notification page that tells you it's been successful is not showing. How do I know that my submission has been received? Well, the same place you used to submit is the place you use to view the submission. So now when I click back onto that, I see that the file name is the same, but in here there is a percentage of similarity, and yes, I did indeed not write an original piece of work, and therefore I am not surprised to see that there is a high level of similarity. If I wish to view the similarity report, and this bit I think will be of particular interest to both staff and students, because what you see now is what the staff will see when they're marking your paper, and they can see the areas and the sections that have been marked as similar. On the left hand side, this is your original submission. On the right hand side, these are the sources that I used to create this page. So yes, there's a high level here, but this is a formative exercise. Because I am not submitting my final piece of work, you can see back here that there's an option to resubmit. With that, I can make changes to my paper, I can resubmit again and ensure that I've properly referenced and I've followed other good academic practices. There is a wealth of detail available to you as a student at Heriot-Watt University via your library, via your instructors, via your coursework offices, via the internet, about using good referencing systems. The Harvard referencing system is one commonly used, but not solely, so make sure you follow the correct system. Look to your instructors, ask questions if you are unsure as to the formats that are required. Go to any on-campus or online sessions that are held about this, and you can use this as an opportunity to improve upon your scholarship skills. Now, when I am ready to make a resubmission, it is the same procedure. It's the same as before. I would just resubmit. I don't have a second file to resubmit, so I will not to go to that. I will say that when you have looked at your percentage, don't get too hung up on the individual percentages. Look instead at the quality of your writing. This is a high similarity. My reports come back 50%, but that could just be because I have incorrectly referenced something. So look back over your work and see where it's found the matches and try to improve upon your writing. When the final submission is required, and I will find that again on the same assessment page, I will see that again the single submission looks exactly the same. Now, make sure you submit your final essay to this one and not to your draft one. It's much more helpful. You'll be marked accordingly if you submit your final essay here. The process once you've submitted varies from different schools to different departments, and you must make sure that you follow procedures. You may, for example, be asked to print out a receipt. Now, if you're asked to do that, it means the system, when you have successfully submitted a new page, has emailed you an email receipt that says, thank you very much for submission, we have received it at this time with this file name, etc. It's one piece of paper, and you could be asked, for example, to print that out and submit it with your paper assignment. If you are submitting online only, then that may not be required, but make sure you are aware of your submission procedures. They don't necessarily map across the entire university. So if you're taking one course from built environment, one course from school management languages, perhaps another from life sciences, you will have to double check that you have followed each of their procedures, and the instructors on the course will let you know about that. If you have any questions, then the first port of call is typically your instructors or your ALP officers, and they will be able to help you get to the root of any questions that you have and answer them. If you have any technical difficulties, then as a heriot-watt student you should contact ithelp@hw.ac.uk. They will try and help you. They will try and get to the bottom of any technical difficulties you have. But if you have any questions about procedures, about processes, about systems that are used for referencing, then speak with your academic representatives in your school and departments. I hope you found this useful. If you would like anything clarified, then drop a comment onto this video. I'm quite happy to go into more detail, but more often than not you'll be able to find the answers via the PowerPoints, PDFs, lecture notes, however they are presented to you by your academic staff. Thanks very much.